The Warriors finally took themselves a break. It was much needed after missing so many of the last games because of problems with the offense, lack of defense, poor shooting selection. They show the two things that are actually the way that I believe the Warriors can win moving forward. And we're gonna talk about this today. You're gonna see what Steve Kerr said about that, and I fully agree. So first, take a look at what Steve Kerr said about the defense, which was so important for the Warriors in the beginning of the season. Remember, we were leading the West Conference, and the main thing, which everyone was highlighting, which we spoke here in the channel, it was the defense. And they show again against Minnesota, holding them to 103 points. Take a look.
Of your identity? Did this feel like that?
Yeah, it did. I mean, we held them to 103 points and, 42% shooting, fought like crazy defensively, took care of the ball, got out and ran. Um, I felt like our team. And I think, Dennis, you could see Dennis's impact tonight on the game, but also what he's going to mean to our team, his leadership, way he was pulling guys aside during the timeout to talk to them, encouraging them, even admonishing them when they needed to be admonished. So we need Dennis's leadership, but his ball handling, the way he takes pressure off of Steph, that I think that allowed Steph to stay fresh and close the game out the way he did. So
I agree with Kerr. The defense is the key point of this system, right? Remember, when back there, in the beginning of the season, where we were pulling in and bringing players to fulfill this roster, the Warriors, Mike Dunleavy Jr., Steve Kerr, they emphasize a lot on getting back to be a good defense. And they did that by bringing Kyle Anderson, keeping Draymond Green, bringing DeAnthony Melton, which left, but he was a part of that decision. Gary Payton helping, Kevin Wooding getting strong on that. So the defense, we know it's a part of the Warriors roster. We don't have that second scorer yet. We brought Dan Schroeder, which was mentioned also by Kerr. It's important to offload some stuff of Stephen Curry, which we will speak in a minute. But that was the main thing against Minnesota, and the Warriors need to show that smart piece of the defense, right? The rotation, if you look of the ball movement of Minnesota and how the Warriors was locked in on those shot selections, that's going to be massively important. The combination that Steve Kerr threw on the floor, that is important for the Warriors to keep the opponents on a low score. Remember, we lost to Dallas, even scoring 133 points because we didn't show that. Then we scored only 113 only, but we could win the game against Minnesota. So the Warriors needs to keep showing that. And you're seeing the box score there on the screen. And he also mentioned later in that interview about Andrew Wiggins. And I'm going to show you why I think Wiggins was important and why I think defense is important. Wiggins, as you can see there in the box score, only scored 9 points. He didn't have a great offense game. But look how important he was on the defense, stealing balls, blocking shots. He really locked on Julius Randle at the end of the game, and that was a big difference for the Warriors, right? That changed the momentum. Remember, there was two things that the Warriors needs to improve in this game. We had a 25-point lead. We let the game come back. We have done that before against the Rockets, but at least we show a second thing, which was winning, right? And that's why I had winning. I mean, showing at the end of the game, at the clutch moment. That was the word that I was looking for, and that's why you had Stephen Curry image in the beginning, because the Warriors then did what we have been asking everyone to do, right? They emphasize on Stephen Curry, and look what Steve Kerr said about that.
Going back to the crunch time, just the finish, what kind of carryover can that have closing a game when that's been a struggle this year?
hey, that can give you confidence. We got stops, and I love the possession where Steph got off the ball and we went swing, swing. I think he threw it to either Trace or Gary in the pocket, swing to Wiggs. Wiggs swings it to Dennis. It comes back to Steph. That's the game right there, and that's what we're trying to impart on our young players. We have Steph Curry on our team. So pass the ball, move the ball, and if Steph gets off it early, because he's gained an advantage, now the defense is scrambling. And this is how we've played for 10 years. And it's important for our young players to understand we don't need contested 17 footers with 12 on the shot clock, right? That's a bad shot. And I talked to our guys about that during several timeouts. Is something we have to recognize and get better with it. When you have Steph Curry on the team, you pass the ball because you pass it 2 or 3 times, the defense is scrambling, all hell breaks loose. So it's a choice. We can either do that and win games, or we can shoot, a whole bunch of 15-foot contested shots in the middle of the shot clock and be a lousy NBA team. It's up to us, and we are hammering that point home with our team. Thank you.
I love it so much that he said that. Like, look, when Stephen Curry tried to be a superhero in that game that where he shot with much time on the clock, and we said here that he should have hold the ball, but Steph have led this team to 4 rings. He's a superstar. He led the U.S. team in the Olympic Games. He can do that. He has proof that he can do that. Then you have a team full of young players, and they are trying to be superheroes in game and shooting, poor shot selection, poor shooting. When you have Stephen Curry there spending his minutes, even in this game at some point, I was looking in the beginning and Stephen Curry was on the floor in some moments where the ball wasn't coming back to him. And I was like, what these guys are doing? Like, Steph is there, he's having control minutes. Now, Steve Kerr is understanding the same opinion that I have. Pass the ball, give Stephen Curry and let him lead the team. That's how we're going to win. We're still going to win through Steph. And the team needs to understand that. JK, Andrew Wiggins, they're the support cast. They're the guys that will shine in some games and they will be talk about it. But Steph is the superstar of this team, at least so far. And he has proved that he can be. That's another game. When you needed him the most in the last quarter, he takes the ball. He decides that, okay, we're not losing this. And he led the team scoring like important points. So that's what I want the Warriors to do, and that's what they need to do. They're playing against Indiana tonight. They're playing the Chase Center. Focus on Steph. He's creative. He can handle the ball. He can shoot. You open the space for him. Keep moving the ball. Don't shoot contested shots when you don't need to. The Warriors will have minutes without Steph on the floor where they can risk those stuff. But when he's there, we need to take advantage of that. And that's how the Warriors will keep winning in this league in this season. So the Warriors are playing tonight in Minnesota. In Indiana in Chase Center. They won against Minnesota last game, catch and break. That was great. I hope you enjoyed the game. This is the schedule for the Warriors. The Warriors don't have a tough, easy December. It's going to be a tough month, but I think they can still make it. They're going to play the Lakers, the Clippers, which we have lost twice, Phoenix, and then we wrap the year with Cleveland, which we had that blowout loss, and we could recover from that. So, tough end of the year, but I think the Warriors can find their way back using the defense and Stephen Curry. Let me know in the comments if you agree. Don't forget to subscribe. Have a great game. I hope you enjoy.